We're able to finish animals bang on when they're ready to go. We're not getting penalised for being overweight, and we're not reducing the pounds in pocket by being underweight. So ultimately, what it's leading to is more profitability on the beef side of things for us. Hello, my name is Crawford. I am a fourth generation farmer here at Globurn farm. Predominantly what we're farming now is an arable basis, and the beef side of things has just been put on in the last 4 to 5 years. And that for us is to supply the butchery that we have in our farm shop, so it all ties in nicely. Back in my grandpa and my great grandpa's days, there was quite a big Aberdeen Angus herd here. That phased out in about the 70s and 80s as Aberdeen Angus became a bit less popular in those times, and we moved more to an arable focus. Our herd right now is made up of predominantly Simmental cows, and we also then run Simmental and Angus bulls across those cows, and we try to keep our Angus calves to finish them through our own butchery, and then the Simmentals, the pure Simmentals, they'll go more commercial route into the supermarkets. We find we get better meat quality out of the Anguses that we can put into our own farm shop for our customers. Alongside the beef and the farm shop and the arable side of things, I also run a YouTube channel, Crawford's Farm, if you want to check it out. I fancy trying it one day and getting out to kind of people what's going on and what happens in farming, and just another kind of string to the bow. And it brings opportunities, it brings people to work with and a lot of connection, and people get to see what real farming is, the good, the bad, the ugly. So 5 years ago, Dad and I went out and we bought the first 20 suckler cows, and that was going to be our number for the first year. We got them in calf and we worked through it, and it worked away, but the sheds we were working in were kind of derelict, falling to pieces, to be honest, and the decision had to be made. We either knocked them down and left them, or we put a new facility in place. So then came the kind of looking into what systems, what handling systems, shed designs to go with what we wanted to do. And that's how we ended up where we ended up, and getting in touch with Te Pari and going down that route. And so far it's been absolutely brilliant in comparison to what we've been doing before. We had a crush, an old crush that I'd bought up in Aberdeenshire with a forklift, and I'd dump out in this field and set up hurdles, and it took hours and hours to do anything with cattle. Whereas now we're set up with a shed, we're set up with a handling system and the cattle crush, that I can basically do every job I need to do with the cattle on my own. One, I can do it on my own. Two, it's quick to do. And three, it's quick to do, so it means you do it. Whereas when it's outside and it's hosing with rain and you have to go and set up hurdles, you're less inclined to go and make a proper job of it. So it's good for that side of things, and I'm really happy with how it's working so far, and it is fit for more cattle as we grow, hopefully. So when designing a cattle shed, a key thing to look at nowadays is proper handling systems. So when I was looking into them, I discovered Te Pari, which I hadn't heard of before, to be honest, but they're 10 minutes down the road from me. So Giles from Te Pari came out and we started to discuss options. And we decided that the crush that would suit us, if we were to go with Te Pari, was going to be the Lenta MXi3, fully mechanical. And we went with that option because we don't have vast volumes of cattle. We've got 100 cows right now, 100 followers, plus some more store cattle on top of that. The mechanical side of things allows room to grow, but it's not overkill to what we needed to do, and it's fairly simple. So really happy with how the system's working right now. Anyone can use it, and one man can use it, which is quite important for me to be able to do all this on my own when other people are out doing the arable side of things or the farm shop's busy. It just gives a lot of flexibility. Because we are breeding here and taking all the way through to finish, we have every single size of cattle beast in there, from the tiny wee calf of 40 kilos to the 750 kilo finishing animal, and the bulls on top of that are about a ton. So the crush allows us to deal with all those individual cases. We've got the squeeze, so we can squeeze right down for those 40, 50 kilo animals to get them into the system, and we can open that right up when the bulls are coming through. We have the ability to weigh, so that's really important for us when we're finishing for our own butchery and commercially. We were doing it all by eye, and once you start putting cattle through a handling system that has weigh scales, you realise your eye's not that great. You think it's good, but we're very accurate now. It is almost to the day that we can put cattle away. Generally, we're putting cattle away midweek on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So let's say an animal that is going away commercially, we want to shoot for 750 kilos. If it's going to be 735 kilos the week before when we weigh it, we know our weight gains as well. We can now say, right, that beast is going to be ready on Tuesday or Wednesday, and we can take that in bang on when it's ready and try and maximize the returns from each animal. For me, the injection gate was a must-have. It allows a big opening to get injections into the neck area, as well as holding them a bit more solid. You add that onto the squeeze of the crush and the animal can almost not move, which makes life a lot easier, especially when you've got a few frisky animals in there. You couple that with the scoop that I've got on the front of the crush. When I'm bolusing cows before calving time, that just keeps the animal's head nice and solid so that I don't wake up black and blue in the morning from a flailing head of 100 cows. When we got the crush, we spec'd it with the Macrostock Weigh Scale System along with a Revolution dosing gun. That allows us to dose animals accurately to weight. So the dosing gun speaks to the weigh scale system. So if I've got a 700 kilo animal in and I'm dosing it for, let's say 10 mil per 100 kilos, the dosing gun knows that information and knows the weight of animal, and it applies the correct dose to each animal. We're not underdosing, we're not overdosing any animals, and it's also logging that information for each animal. The Macrostock system that I can then access at home at night if I'm sitting down on the couch, I can go and see all my weight gains, and we can now tailor what we're doing with cattle to how they're performing weight gain wise. So I can compare the Anguses to the Simmentals, and I can compare the males to the females and how they're all performing to try and make what we're doing more efficient. And so far, I'm getting on really well with it. Working with Te Pari has been absolutely fantastic. They are on the phone if we need them. Let's say the Macrostock system needs a software update or there's a software problem. Generally speaking, I can just get them on the phone or a video call and they can remotely access it all, so they can sort it mechanically. If I need them, they can nip out and sort it, but generally speaking, I've not really had many problems to deal with. That's my favourite bit. It's different things going on every single day, and to be able to do different things all the time, you need to be efficient at all those wee things so they don't take up all your time. So the Te Pari really ties into that, because everything we do with the cattle now is quick to do. If I need to weigh a batch of animals, half an hour, and I can weigh 50 animals in 40 minutes. I can quickly do that in the morning, then go to something else and go to something else. So it has to be efficient to be able to get that enjoyment factor out of the variability in it all.